Hello children, today we will learn about transpiration in plants and its significance. By the end of this chapter, you will be able to define transpiration, identify the different types of transpiration, understand how the environmental factors affect the rate of transpiration, understand how the opening and closing of the stomata regulates the process of transpiration, perform an activity that connects them to the real world, understand the significance of transpiration in. Let us define transpiration. Transpiration is the biological process by which water is lost in the form of water vapor from the aerial parts of the plant. As you can see, children, this is a plant. Water is absorbed by the roots of the plant. It is conducted to the stem by a vascular tissue called as xylem. The water reaches the leaves of the plant. The leaves have tiny pores which are called as stomata and through which the water is lost in the form of water vapor which is called as transpiration. There are three types of transpiration: stomatal transpiration, lenticular transpiration and cuticular transpiration. Maximum water is lost by stomatal transpiration. When the water is lost by the stomatal or that is present on the leaves, it is called as stomatal transpiration. Lenticular transpiration. Lenticels are minute openings in the bark of the branches and twigs. Evaporation of water from the lenticels of the plants is known as lenticular transpiration. Cuticular transpiration, it is the evaporation of water from the cuticle of the plants. The cuticle is a waxy covering on the surface of the leaves of the plants. About 5 to 10% of the water from the leaves is lost through cuticular transpiration. The factors that affect transpiration in plants are the environmental factors that affect the transpiration rate are light, humidity, temperature, availability of water, wind speed, or velocity. Light. During the light hours, the stomata remains open and this increases the rate of transpiration. Humidity. When there is too much humidity in the air, the rate of transpiration is reduced. When the temperatures are high, the rate of transpiration is more. When the temperatures are low, the rate of transpiration is less. Water availability. When the soil has enough water, then the rate of transpiration is high. When the soil has less water, then the rate of transpiration is less. Wind speed. When the wind speed is high, the rate of transpiration is more, and when the wind speed is less, the rate of transpiration is less. How does the opening and closing of the stomata regulate the transpiration process? Stomata are minute pores present on the lower side of the leaves that help in the exchange of gases and transpiration. When the stomata pores open, the rate of transpiration increases, and when the pores are closed, the rate of transpiration is reduced. As you can see in this picture, then when the stomata are closed, stomata are guarded by kidney-shaped guard cells. When the guard cells becomes flaccid, because there is less of water in the guard cells, the stomata close, which reduces the rate of transpiration. When there is enough water in the soil, the cells remain turgid and the guard cells are distended, and because of which the stomatal opening remains open, and this increases the rate of transpiration. Transpiration helps in the conduction of water and minerals to different parts of the plant. When water evaporates through the leaves, a pull is created through the xylem and the water moves from the roots to the leaves. This is known as transpirational pull. The ascent of sap that is driven by transpiration depends on the following properties of water: cohesion, adhesion, and surface tension. Cohesion, this is the mutual attraction between molecules of water. Addition, when the attraction of water molecules with the xylem walls is called as addition. Surface tension, the molecules of water are more attracted to each other. So now children, let us watch a video which will help you to understand the concept of transpirational pull.
How do water and minerals get to the leaves? Although roots can exert a slight upward pressure, it is evaporation of water from leaves, a process called transpiration, that moves water molecules and ions up from the roots. Transpiration exerts a pull that is relayed downward along a string of water molecules from leaf to root. Hydrogen bonds cause water molecules to stick together, a phenomenon called cohesion. As each water molecule evaporates, it pulls on the next water molecule and it pulls on the next. This relays the pull of evaporating water molecules all the way down to the roots. The adhesion of water to walls of the xylem cells helps to keep gravity from pulling the water molecules back down. As each water molecule escapes from the leaf, it pulls a column of water molecules upward. Solutes are transported along with the water. Thus, the plant's xylem uses the movement of evaporating water molecules, cohesion, and adhesion to draw water and dissolved minerals from the soil into its roots and upward to its leaves. Hot, dry, windy conditions increase transpiration. If not enough water moves up from the soil to replace the water lost to evaporation, the plant will wilt and it could die. How does a plant prevent excessive water loss? An opening in a leaf is called a stoma. Stomata are generally open during the day to allow carbon dioxide into the leaf, where it is used in photosynthesis. While the stomata are open, water moves out of the leaf by transpiration. This allows the plant to move water and minerals to the leaf, and the evaporation of water also functions to cool the plant. If hot, dry conditions require the plant to conserve water, guard cells close the stomata. This is a trade-off. Although closing the stomata reduces water loss, this also slows down photosynthesis and may cause the plant to overheat.
Children, I hope the video helped you to clear your concepts of transpiration helping in the transport of water and minerals in plants. Now let us see the significance of transpiration in plants. The significance of transpiration in plants is as follows. Transpiration helps in the conduction of water and minerals to different parts of the plant. A suction force is created by the transpiration that helps in the upward movement of plant water in the plants. It maintains osmosis and keeps the cells rigid. That means if the water is enough in the cells of the plant, the shape and the structure of the cells remain because the cells are turgid. The cooling effect of a tree is due to evaporation of water from its leaves. Now children, let us perform an activity that will help you to see the process of transpiration by yourself. Hello students, today we are going to study about transpiration. For that I would want you to set up an experiment that you can do at home. These are the lockdown period, so it's difficult to come to, it is not possible to come to school, so at home itself you can conduct this experiment and you can learn about transpiration. For setting up this experiment we require a potted plant, white paper, scissors and a bell jar. Children, if you don't have a bell jar, then you can use a white polythene like this. Alright. Now let's see how to set up this experiment. We take this potted plant and we cover it with a paper. Alright. So that the soil gets covered, and we simply put this bell jar on top of the potted plant, so that and we wait for an hour for the transpiration to take place. We'll come back after an hour to see what happens. Okay, children, we are back after an hour. Let us see whether the plant has transpired. Oh, yes, we see a lot of droplets inside this bell jar. Let's open this bell jar and see the droplets. As you can see, there are a lot of droplets inside. That means the plant has transpired. So now children, you are able to connect between theory, practical and the real world. Do you believe now that the plants do transpire? I'm sure you do. Thank you. Children, I hope you understood and enjoyed performing the activity. Now let's have some recap questions. What is transpiration? What are the different types of transpiration in plants? How does the opening and closing of stomata regulate the transpiration process? How is transpiration important to the plants? I'm sure children you will be able to answer all these questions. Thank you.